Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new episode of Kaiju Conversation. I, as always, am your host, ET13 Productions, and joining me, as always, my co-host,
Haxorzilla. And joining us today as a guest, we have Kaiju Dork.
Hey, what up, guys? I'm Dork of the Kaijus. How you all doing today?
Doing good.
That's good. There's been so many reveals the past 2 weeks. I know we can't do it all in one episode, so I feel like we should address the biggest convention of the year, arguably, for all things comic. Unfortunately, no, but we may talk about that in the future. We might. But, the largest convention that happens stateside for movies, television shows, comics, and action figures. Yes, I'm talking about the San Diego Comic-Con. Now, if you don't know what that is, I don't know why you're listening to us. I mean, basically, it is the biggest event for all things geeks
Nerdy.
all things nerdy, yeah. It's international, so everybody from around the world comes to it and reveals off stuff. So today we're going to be focusing mostly on the Godzilla reveals because there really wasn't any Gamera or Ultraman stuff even discussed. And then at the end we might address the Marvel Phase 4 slate. So I guess we're going to go ahead and get right into this. So starting with what Toho brought to the let's start with Legendary this time. A lot of people were saying Godzilla King of the Monsters is having a panel. Godzilla vs. Kong is going to get its first look. Godzilla vs. Kong is getting a panel. And as I clearly stated, and I know a lot of people said, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm kind of happy it didn't.
What?
I am too. I'm going to discuss that. But, first of all, the two things that were panels for Godzilla was Bear McCreary talking about how he made the music for Godzilla, and there was one special thing revealed there, which we will discuss, and then a panel talking with people that work with legal stuff, lawyers, and they discussed the legal problems with the Godzilla franchise, which nothing important came out of that, so that was a lot of fun. And then not official panels that our friends over at, I believe it was the Kaiju Kingdom. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm
Toho
sorry.
Kingdom.
No, it wasn't. No, it was another podcast. They got to have their own panel, and I congratulate them. They're one of the original podcasts, and they are a great one to look up to. So a quick little shout out to them. Please listen to them. They are really good. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the discussion of Godzilla vs. Kong. Is it good or is it bad? We did not get anything. Starting, Kaiju Dork, you are our guest, so what are your thoughts on the no-show of Godzilla vs. Kong?
I'm not happy about that. I was really excited to see Godzilla vs. Kong to make a debut in the trailer. I was so hyped to see it. But when I heard it didn't get on San Diego Comic-Con, I was like, bruh.
Haxor, I can tell you and I have similar opinions. So, what is your thoughts on it?
I'm happy it didn't get showed because what King of the Monsters suffered from with its trailers is that it showed too much and it was shown too early.
Yes, I was going to elaborate on that myself. Is there anything else you want to say why you're happy Godzilla vs. Kong didn't get a shown at all? Or is that
No,
the
I don't.
basic?
I think that's the basic.
Okay. And yes, I agree exactly with what Haxor said. In 2018, at Comic-Con, we got Godzilla King of the Monsters, Trailer 1. Now, it was beautiful. I love it. It's an amazing trailer. But it came out over a year ahead of its official release in theaters. That should not happen. That gave it too long of a time span to try and keep advertising, see our movie, without showing too much. And I think the fact that, first of all, Godzilla vs. Kong comes out in March, so it's under a year away, and we know that it will not be shown at San Diego Comic-Con this year because it already happened. It is great to see that they are going to be better with how they market this film, because marketing really suffered in King of the Monsters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I mean, I was expecting a poster. That's all I was wanting, if at all. I'm a person
Yeah, I would
really
have liked a poster.
yes, but see, I'm expecting something because first of all, Adam Wingard is a horror movie director. Something's going to happen in October. That is when I'm calling it. October, sometime in October, we will get that trailer, we will get some stills and images, and we will get a post.
I think October
Now,
is a good time.
yes, and see, you have November, December, and then January and February, so you only have to worry about keeping the advertising up for 4 months. And I do
Mm-hmm.
feel like that Warner Brothers did see that, yeah, our marketing team kind of ruined this by showing everything in about 20 minutes of TV spot. So that was a major problem that King of the Monsters had, was its advertising campaign. And that I feel like they're going to do better with Godzilla vs. Kong.
So the MonsterVerse doesn't fail like thanks Marvel.
Well, I mean, the MonsterVerse is definitely not a failure.
Yeah.
It's not had a movie yet that has bombed, so it's still in its infancy stage. Plus, look at Marvel. Iron Man 1, amazing, blockbuster film. Incredible Hulk, decent. Thor, decent. Iron Man 2, blockbuster. Captain America, the first Avenger, barely made back its money. Barely. And then you had Avengers, and bam, $1 billion. Iron Man 3, $1 billion. And ever since then, it's been hits with almost all their movies. So, basically, the MonsterVerse right now is trying. It's doing what most cinematic universes haven't done, which is getting over that first hump of we're having a little bit of a problem, but we're going to get over that and we're going to continue on because we're going to make money.
Yeah.
And
Didn't
that's an.
yeah, continue. You continue.
Oh, I was just going to say that's basically where we're at with the MonsterVerse, with box.
Yeah, didn't Godzilla King of the Monsters made back their money?
King of the Monsters has made back its money and then so it is a modest hit. It's like what's the original Thor movie. So it's not bad. People make it out that it's a box office failure. It's an absolute flop when it's not. It is actually done a decent for when it was released. It was released in Avengers Endgame came out again, and on top of that you had MIB 3, Dark Phoenix, Secret Life of Pets 2, Rocket Man. All of these movies coming out, Aladdin, all of these came out, and Godzilla still managed to tank its way through. Now, it didn't do the greatest or what anybody was hoping for, but it did good enough. So, anyway, back onto Godzilla vs. Kong.
Like as long as Godzilla got like made back their money.
Yeah. But, anyway, back onto Godzilla vs. Kong. Since the beginning of the, Godzilla vs. Kong should be at SDCC, I was immediately a person that said no. At most, give us a teaser poster that doesn't have anything. Even have the banner of the Godzilla vs. Kong banner we got at so many different conventions. I would be fine with that. If Toho had done that, I would have been like, oh, cool. So they're kind of hyping this movie up while not having to advertise it with showing us any real footage. So, that was good. Now, does anybody have anything else they would like to talk about when it comes to Godzilla vs. Kong not being at SDCC? Okay. I feel like I hope and I have a good feeling that Godzilla vs. Kong is going to do well, if not better than any other MonsterVerse, because it has two of the biggest IPs in Hollywood history. So, let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope it does good.
But
Literally.
yeah, if it doesn't, then we're screwed. If it does, then we're not as screwed.
Like, they literally have two of the biggest IPs.
Like, it's
Other than
like,
Gamera.
oh, like I should really start back up something. I don't think Gamera will be fit for the MonsterVerse.
We
Why do you
might
think
talk
that?
about
Well, because I don't know who owns Gamera, and I don't
Kaidowa.
know. I don't what
Kaidowa. That's who
Kaidowa.
owns Gamera.
I don't Kaidowa and Toho. Wait, isn't Kaidowa like aren't they still rivalries with Toho?
Well, any movie company is a rival with Toho, but in the MonsterVerse, Legendary doesn't need Toho's approval to have Gamera in it, because they have that IP if they were to get rights to. So,
Maybe because I haven't seen a Gamera film and I should really do that. But I don't like. I think this is like how the MonsterVerse is gonna go. Godzilla 2014, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs Kong, something with Mecha Godzilla. I don't know, or just Destroya, or just anything that any new kaiju's, and then like after like maybe to the 7th or 8th movie, they're gonna introduce Gamera.
I could see something like that. But, anyway, to move on with other MonsterVerse stuff, we also got revealed to us the box art for the NECA Atomic Blast Godzilla figure. What do you guys think of that?
I think I really like it. I like it how it's the theatrical poster for Godzilla King of the Monsters. I really like it,
Yeah,
and I actually do really like it. Let's hope it doesn't have the dead fish eyes like.
Well, I don't think it will because it has blank white eyes.
yeah. I will say this. I've never liked the King of the Monsters box art line. It seems too
Kooky.
I don't it's no, it's if they rely too much on photoshopping the monsters in, that it kind of feels almost like they threw together in about 5 minutes what they could, and then was
It
like,
doesn't look
it's
that
good.
bad.
It just, cause see, it's not unique. Like, the Godzilla they use is the same Godzilla for all the boxes. And then, like, the Rodan and Mothra and the Atomic Blast are all just the posters. Like, there's nothing that makes them stand out from anything else.
I kind of have a thing on that. It might because of how Legendary wants NECA to do their boxes.
Well, I mean, I would have been fine if they kept and stayed with the, the metal look. I mean, I could eventually get over that. But it's the fact that it's not unique. The box art to get a Mothra, Rodan, Godzilla, it's the same thing. It's not unique and it doesn't stand out. And I don't know. I'm weird like that.
Well, I kind of have an unpopular opinion about the boxes because a lot of people don't like the boxes. I mean, personally, I love the boxes for the Godzilla King of the Monsters line, and I think that's what SH Monster Arts is doing with their boxes. It's going to be kind of the same thing, but instead of 4 boxes, it's well, yeah, 4 is 5, no 3, because we
Well,
got Godzilla.
I thought the SH Monster Arts line was completely different boxes.
It is.
I know, but I'm kind of going. I don't know if I'm setting a bad example, but it's gonna be, you know how the boxes kind of have this cool kind of shady effect like they did at the trailers, like the text trailers, and not the text trailers, how the trailers did, like whenever they showed this summer or this winter, whatever. Well, was this summer for Godzilla, and they showed this misty effect that they have on the boxes, and they did that with Godzilla, and they did that with King Ghidorah, and they're gonna do that with the Mothra and Rodan set.
I gotcha. Moving on to another NECA reveal with staying in within the MonsterVerse, we got our first look at the Fire Godzilla, like a very good look at him, not in the movie, not in anything else. This was our first reveal at what he fully looks like, and what do you guys think about this figure?
I think Fire Godzilla looks really good. I really like the colors, but before I make any decision, I'm gonna wait until we get into. Oh, I'm gonna wait to see if we get an SH Monsters one.
My
Mm-hmm.
opinion, even though it's a repaint, if you kind of look at it, it's kind of a repaint of and remolding in translucent lead plastic. I can't speak. Translucent red plastic and a repaint of the atomic breath. I really like it.
Well, I mean, it's to save money, and unfortunately, they don't want to go out, build a whole new model, completely different specs, send it off to Toho and say, "Hey, can we do this?" It's economically it wouldn't work. So I get why they did this, and I'm with Haxor. I do like the paints, but I'm 90% sure that mystery SH figure, I don't remember if it got revealed yet. I don't think it did.
No, not yet.
I'm 100% sure that's Fire Godzilla. That's exactly what it is.
I'd prefer to have like a new kaiju, but I would like Fire Godzilla.
I would prefer. Okay, I don't know if anyone else agrees with me, but I prefer a Ready Player One Mecha Godzilla, maybe because I'm a sucker for that design.
I'd kind of prefer a anime Mechagodzilla SH Monster.
But yeah,
no,
what's
no,
wrong with
no.
the anime design? I actually do like the anime design.
We had this discussion last episode, and basically, I'll just say this: I don't want a pile of scraps on my shelf. Anyway, moving
right.
on. Before I get angry at the anime trilogy, I would like to see Ready Player One, but I just don't think as of right now they want to talk to Warner Brothers about that. They probably just want to get done with the King of the Monsters line while it's still fresh in everybody's mind.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. But if it turns out to be a different kaiju in the MonsterVerse, what would you guys like it to be?
Well, my problem is I like to keep up with copyright stuff, and until we get a Muto, we're definitely not getting Behemoth, Skyla, or Methuselah.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
it's a miracle that YMSF is trying to get Behemoth,
I know.
and the Bandai Muto. I got mine for $20, but apparently it's like $600 now. So.
Yeah, I looked for it on Amazon a few weeks ago, and I found it for like $500.
I don't get it.
Me
And
neither.
then
It's
of
not even a
course
good figure.
yeah, it's got 4 points of articulation and it's got a
Yeah.
mediocre sculpt.
And the paint isn't accurate at all.
No. And then of course we got the NECA little 3-inch on stand figures of all of the stuff, but it's nothing to write home about.
I might actually pick up the Mothra Larva one.
What?
Mothra larva.
HG, they made a HG Mothra Larva. Or HG, not HD.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
Wait, who made a Mothra Larva again?
It's a Bandai company that
Like
does
3-inch.
stuff. It's yeah.
Oh, I know what you guys are talking about now. Aren't they like little statues?
And they made a
Sure.
Mothra Larva.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only Martha Mothra figure that we're ever going to get, unless SHMA decides to sneak one in with the Mothra
I
and
don't see
Rodan
that
set.
happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
No. So, does anybody have anything else they want to say about the MonsterVerse NECA figures?
Rodan was like my most highly anticipated figure, and guess what? If you get it, you're gonna have a problem with the wing because it breaks.
Ah,
And I tried to fix it, and I failed. Now the joint is super glued. I try to do this trick that worked with my Kiryu. Just add a bit of dab and super glue, kind of rub it around so the peg thickens, and then I can plug it in and it won't fall off. But nope, the joint is stuck shut, and it ruined the paint, and I may have to buy a replacement. Yay!
yeah. Um, that's NECA's quality control for you. Um, Well, let's go ahead and since we are discussing NECA, we also got the reveal of the 1964 official reveal of the 1964 Godzilla NECA figure. Now, about
I'm
2 months
really
ago,
mad on that.
NECA shared an image in the background. There was a blurry image, but it looked a lot like 64. So this wasn't a huge surprise to people like me, but.
Yeah, me too.
And I agree with you guys. It's kind of a meh figure, but as I defended the Rodan and the other figures, this is the prototype,
Yeah.
so it is not 100% the final design.
And you actually changed my opinion on the NECA.
Really?
Mhm.
Hmm. I know Godzilla 154, hopefully he can come on soon, but I know he on his Instagram page, I think he went in and darkened the eyebrows, added some more of a jawline and stuff, and that's exactly what would work if they did that. I feel like it would have been a perfect figure.
It would.
Yeah.
So, hopefully NECA saw that, or at least is knowing about that, and they can go back because that's not a huge difference. It's like slightly darken the paint job here and add a little bit of plastic around the mouth. That's it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, it's about 2 months' work, but hopefully they'll do that. And then I'm excited to see the box art.
Plus, the figure comes out in like November, so they have like from the.
Wait, the 64 comes out in November?
Yeah, that's what I saw in a Big Bad Toy Store.
Ah, that's not good.
Well,
That's
that
not
that
enough time.
that could change because on Big Bad Toy Store it used to say Mothra was going to come out in April, but it came out in May.
Yeah,
True.
but if it come, but that thing the like November is the latest date. It's what do you guys think it's gonna come out like? I don't know, September.
I think it might get pushed out to December.
If they do go back and fix it, it will be definitely pushed back to December or January, because they cannot do that and then start production that quick.
Unless
They
they're
need 2 months
fast.
to, even if they're fast, like that will immediately, if they work it too quickly, defects and broken figures will be given out, and their quality control will be proven again to be awful.
Cough, cough. My 62 Godzilla.
Well, I mean, it's not unusual. When Steven was on, I believe it was a couple episodes ago, Steven was on, and we all agreed that NECA does definitely need to work on their quality control.
Yeah, no, I feel like every single figure line needs a, especially SHMA. Even though I only have like 3 SHMA figures, I'm a sucker for SHMA, and I hear from everyone that the SH Monster Arch Shin Godzilla that's a figure I desperately really want. But everyone's saying it's bad. Don't get it. If you get it, then you're insane, and it has a horrible paint job. And I can see that the bad paint job, but it's just
But yeah. Um, does anybody else have anything they wanted to say about '64 Godzilla.
Hmm. At first, his face looked really off to me, but then I think they fixed it.
Well, I think they're fixing it because I think that was what people complained most about.
Yeah.
But speaking of fixing figures, we also got revealed that 54, I believe it's 54 and 84, will be receiving retooled
And 94.
releases. Wait, 94 also is getting a retool?
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
think
that's what I've heard.
94 is.
No, I think they're just re-releasing it, like just like
With the new
same scope.
box.
Well,
Yeah,
I feel like because they didn't reveal it, what I think they might do is we've obviously seen 54 and we've obviously seen 84. They both have been retooled and updated.
And I'm definitely
And
gonna get the 84.
and yeah, and they're definitely the box art is amazing. I think we can all agree on that.
I think it looks good. It has that 80s feel, and I like how they include the poster.
Yes, I am digging the new way how they're doing these boxes. These are definitely keepers. And I think we can all agree on that.
I try to keep my boxes, but somehow my 2019 box got ruined.
Oh boy,
But I kept it anyway because it's just a few dents.
that's good. Kaiju Dork, what do you think about the 84 and the 54 box arts?
they're just basically the posters from what I saw, and I think they're pretty nice.
I gotcha. Now, we also were shown a 94 and a 95 box art, which I love how they're doing this. It's the poster and it's posterized everywhere. I love that. Now we didn't get a reveal for 94 and 95, but I firmly believe we will be getting retooled versions of those next year. Because we didn't see those figures in the cabinet whatsoever. And if you notice, everything in the cabinet was either coming out right then and there, or it was a prototype, or it was, here's what's coming in a few months. So,
I'm going to kind of debunk that, because what they did was, even though 656, the poster, Godzilla King of the Monsters poster, not the not this year, but in 56, it was 1954, but with a different paint job. It's just going to be the same figure, but in the box.
well, I mean, the 54 we're getting and the 84 we're getting are changed up. They're added spines and stuff like that. That's why I think the 94 and 95 will be slightly updated. Because, like, the jaw on the 94 is a definite issue they have. And then I would also argue that the fins should be slightly altered. So I feel, and I would also agree that the legs are a little lackluster. So hopefully NECA, from what it looks like is going on, will be redoing and retooling their old ones. But I don't. Was there any other figure news at SDCC? I don't believe there was.
We touched
Oh, there
on
was.
the reveal of what's his face Spitfire Godzilla.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, really.
I just remembered there were some other figures shown, but they weren't like, oh my god, it's so amazing, you know? We did find a exclusive Mechagodzilla figure, but it's nothing to go home and talk about. It's just like one of those little chibi, very deformed versions. It was a Kid Robot Mechagodzilla Chrome figure.
Oh.
So, uh,
Wasn't there like a Bandai America Godzilla exclusive?
yeah, we'll get to that, but I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's fine. We're going to move on anyway. Like I said, there's nothing much to talk about that one, at least. Anyway, also, we did see some more looks at, I believe it was one of the Gigan figures, which confirmed they were going to have an alternate version with the chainsaws.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
It also I'm trying to remember what else was there. There was. Well, I guess we can chat real quick about the exclusive repaint of the 56 Godzilla. Uh, what did you guys think? I kind of thought it was a cheap way of making $30.
I don't really like it because I just don't really like the like I don't know what the word is.
The sculpt of it.
Well, I don't really like what's the word? I don't like figures like like the theater exclusives because they just
Bandai
Yeah.
don't
vinyls.
really seem that.
It's a way to make $20 without having to waste money on retooling and
Yeah, I prefer
remaking the figure.
accurate painted figures and not those goofy
Understandable.
repaints.
Like NECA SH Monster Arts.
Bandai, for the most part.
Yeah, mostly Bandai.
But
Well, I mean like Bandai vinyls, like Movie Monster.
yeah.
But the older ones were really good.
Back whenever they actually put some effort into their figures.
Back in the good old days.
I still like. Okay, even though 2019 has a bad teeth job, it's like bad teeth and they're kind of lazy on 2019. I still kind of like it.
Well, I really enjoy my SH Monster Arts 2014 or 2019 as well.
So I'm talking about the Bandai vinyl.
Oh,
That SH Monster Arts is a masterpiece.
And also, real quick, on the box art for it, it said 54, 74, 2000, and 2020. What do you guys think about them releasing a 2020 figure whenever that comes out?
I probably will pass on it because it's probably going to be almost the same as the 2019.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee you that's what it'll end up being is just, oh, here's the spines are slightly different, and that's what they did for Transformers in every Marvel movie. I mean, that's why Iron Man has 50 different armors each movie.
If they add something like ears or something, then I might buy it. I don't know though. Probably will pass on it though.
I don't think
I
they're
got
gonna.
you.
I don't think they're gonna release another Godzilla because they just did, and I think Bandai's just gonna
Well,
push this.
they want to get a cat. They want to get an easy way for money, so I see them releasing another Godzilla for Kong.
It depends on what they're gonna do.
Well, I
But
mean, it's almost a guarantee.
I would take a SH Monster Arts Kong 2020 though.
That's a possibility. But I don't know, because Kong Skull Island's still very much missing a lot of figures.
Yeah, but they could add changes to the design, like maybe give him like a slight beard, maybe give him long hair. I don't
I
know.
gotcha.
Make him show
But,
age.
yeah. But, real quick, I do just want to, because I've said this before and I'll say it again, I do believe Godzilla's going through another redesign in 2020.
Mhm.
It would almost make sense, it would not make sense if he didn't.
Yeah.
And that's mainly because toys and figures, those things need to sell. People aren't going to go and buy the same figure. They
Yeah.
want something different.
And also Godzilla changes every time. Every movie he always
Yes.
has a different design. Even Planet of the Monster or the anime trilogy, they had different designs.
Well,
Hmm.
it was just basically Godzilla affiliates just jacked up the size and
Well,
made
Godzilla
it into.
Philius, the difference between Godzilla Philius and Godzilla Earth had that kind of beard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Godzilla Earth is basically Godzilla affiliates, but with a beard and 300
Mhm.
meters tall.
But like in the sequel, you had Scarlet Godzilla, and then
Yeah.
the third one they scrapped Golden Godzilla. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm surprised we still haven't gotten a Scarlet Godzilla figure yet.
I'm not. I mean, I don't think people care enough about the anime. It's not a huge demand.
I like the anime. I'm sorry, it's an unpopular
I've heard a
opinion.
lot of people in Japan like the anime.
I feel well. I mean, it's quite obvious. I don't think very many people liked City on the Edge of Battle.
It was a
I
it was a,
I'm
it's a D
purely
tier for
looking at it. through box office and economically, it's the lowest grossing Godzilla movie of all time.
Of all time?
Of all time. It beat Terror of Mechagodzilla.
Oh wow.
Nobody wanted it. That's the problem.
It's still just a meh movie for me. The entire anime is just a meh. What they should have done was made the books into film adaptation.
Yeah,
Well, we're gonna have to discuss that in a
I would
later
pay to
episode.
see anime Gigan.
I would. I wish they released like. I know they did a theatrical run for Shin Godzilla. I wish they also did theatrical run here in the States or
Yeah,
wherever you
I
are.
don't think Netflix would have done that anyway. I don't think it would have
And
done
also,
good
I don't
enough.
think a lot of people in North America would be interested in seeing an anime Godzilla.
I mean, if it flopped in Japan, it will flop in America. That's basically what would have happened.
I don't
Well-
think it flopped in Japan.
It did. The second one did. Like I
Ah.
said, for its budget, yeah, it didn't flop. It barely cost them any money. But looking at it, it wasn't a hit. None of those were huge hits. They were all modest to not good hits. So the demand for them wasn't out there, and they critically weren't received the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They had
But
huge
anyway,
potential.
They-
Anyway, let's get back on topic.
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's get back.
D for Real released a picture of the prototype for Rodan 2019 and a King Ghidorah along with a Atomic Blast Godzilla
And
and a
didn't they
picture
show?
of Mothra.
And didn't they show a destroyer?
I do not believe so. No, not
Because I
from
heard
the
there's
images.
a D for real destroyer.
That was
coming out.
released after.
There is a D for Real Destroyer.
I didn't
but
hear
I'm
about
a-
the D for real trio of King of the Monsters.
Yeah, two of them are still prototypes and two of them are made. But I'm a person, I don't care for those. They look awful to
Yeah,
me. What do you
I don't.
guys think?
I don't really care about chibis.
Yeah,
The
agreed.
D for Real. I'm not too keen on it. Like I own the Chibimaru Godzilla, but I'm not really a D for Real person.
And also, at the same table, we got the reveal of the humongous X Plus of Godzilla 2019.
And
Now-
once again, I'm not really one for X Plus.
Agreed.
It's
I
just a
love
statue
the
and it
sculpt.
costs a lot.
Yes, I love the sculpt. I love the statue.
Yeah,
But I
love the
don't love the
sculpt, but
price.
I don't love the price and the size.
That's
Yeah.
Because if they were 6 inches, then I could find a way to like make them move with computer magic.
what the reason why I don't like the X Plus and D for Real stuff is I'm not really the person with statues. I like articulation in my figures. You see where I'm kind of going, guys?
I gotcha. And I'm looking here, and if you guys want to, you can look this up, but there's nothing really too big to talk about. But that was basically all the figure news, and we had still yet to have any DVD news, so moving on to what actually happened panel or booth-wise, this year was Comic-Con's 50th anniversary, and it was Toho's Godzilla series 65th anniversary. And Toho decided we should go to Comic-Con this year. Let's celebrate the 65th anniversary of Godzilla, and let's celebrate the 50th anniversary of Godzilla.
Mhm.
So then, wait, did I say Godzilla twice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
my
did.
bad. 50th anniversary of SDCC and 65th anniversary of Godzilla. And so they came there with a booth. And the booth had, of course, the SH Monster Arts figures on sale, the King Ghidorah, Godzilla 62, 2019 Godzilla, Godzilla. And I'm pretty sure that was it. But it also had the props for... It had the suits for Godzilla 2000, It had the Destroyer head, the Ghidorah heads, and it also had the Oxygen Destroyer, along with the Super 8, or not Super 8, Super X2. I apologize, I'm very tired. But what do you guys think about the stuff that they brought to show people from the movies?
I think that's really cool and a good way for people to like see them.
Yes, I completely agree.
I think it's amazing how they did the booth and like they showed the Godzilla suits and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
actually I wish I went to the San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, and you could also take pictures with that suit, so that was also a very, very fun. Also, to I believe carry and the Godzilla from one of the Millennium movies. They also had the Shin Godzilla figure X Plus. I'm trying to. We also this isn't at SDCC, but also that same weekend, Toho announced that they were going to be doing, or they opened up their own Twitter page and their own Instagram. What do you
Yeah,
guys? Are you happy that they're finally branching out to America?
I am.
I am too because we need more Godzilla fans here in America.
Yeah. Now also one of the things that you got to see at the booth was somebody sat for hours upon hours and actually drew a beautiful picture of a lot of Godzilla's enemies, Godzilla designs, and I have to say it is beautiful. Anybody else see it? That's here right now.
I have not seen it, but I would definitely like to see it.
It's gorgeous. That's all.
Basically, yeah, it's got Ghidorah, it's got the Dorats, Hedra, Gigan, Megalon,
I think it has
Jaguar.
every single kaiju. So yeah,
Well, it doesn't have every single one. And also at the booth, what we did see at the booth, it was very basic, Shin Godzilla, just photoshopped in with Godzilla all over it. But one thing that I personally found interesting was it had the timeline of the Godzilla franchise. And it had Showa, Heisei, Millennium, Reiwa, and Hollywood Productions.
is it is
So
it
I think it
is it pronounced Heisei or Heisei or Heisei? What how you
Hey,
pronounce it?
say.
Everyone says it.
Heisei.
You said Heisei.
Tomato, tomato,
Potato
It doesn't
potato.
potato,
really matter.
patata.
Yeah,
It's Gojira, Godzilla. It's basically the same thing. It's
I know.
however you want to pronounce it.
It's just I kind of get annoyed when people pronounce it as Ghidorah. Maybe
Well,
I
because
yeah,
mean,
that's wrong. But they did pronounce it in Showa that way.
yeah,
yeah,
and that's
and basically I'll interchange Ghidorah and Ghidorah because it's basically it doesn't really matter because it's still getting the point across, the three-headed dragon.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, but anyway, back on topic, I found it very interesting that Hollywood Productions included the MonsterVerse and the Reiwa. Is that how you
Or
pronounce
I
it?
I
think it's
pronounce
called
it Raiwa.
Ryua.
But I found interesting because I was arguing that this was wrong, and I was actually wrong. But Shin Godzilla and the Godzilla anime trilogy is considered a Reiwa era Godzilla series. So personally, this isn't a strong start for this era of Toho Godzilla movies.
I think Shin Godzilla is more of a good start because Shin Godzilla is a freaking masterpiece.
To be honest,
I
I
don't
don't
know about
really.
that.
I like Shin Godzilla, but I don't think it's as good as everyone makes it out to be.
It's overrated, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. But what do you guys think specifically on the fact that these are now in the Reiwa, whatever the
Raiwa.
R Rai, whatever.
I think it's pronounced Ryua. Okay,
I'll
I,
just
I,
say the Raw era, okay? Raw
yeah,
era. That's what
the
I'm
raw.
calling it. Anyway, what do you guys think about the fact that These are in the Rawa era.
I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Because Shin Godzilla, again, as I was saying, it's a good start because it got good ratings, it got good reviews and stuff like that. But if we're talking like anime trilogy, then it kind of didn't start out good, but it kind of did. I'm kind of iffy on it.
So does anybody have any last thoughts on the Godzilla booth or anything we've discussed really about the Godzilla side of SDCC?
Uh, I think that how Godzilla was kind of more shown at SDCC, I really liked it because we're introducing Godzilla to a bunch of other people and a bunch of new people, and I really like that.
I gotcha. Now, I know some of us weren't happy that Godzilla vs. Kong didn't get a trailer shown, but here is the main reason why I think it's great that they didn't. Marvel Studios Black Widow, Marvel Studios The Eternals, Marvel Studios Hawkeye, Marvel Studios Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Marvel Studios WandaVision, Marvel Studios Loki, Marvel Studios The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Marvel Studios Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, What If, Marvel Studios Blade, Marvel Studios Thor, Love and Thunder.
Marvel
It took
Studios
me like
Fast and
5 minutes to say that.
Marvel Studios can like go jump off a cliff at this point. I'm sorry,
But
Marvel fans, but I'm kind of getting sick of Marvel.
I mean, and the fact that we also included them saying Fantastic Four on the way, mutants. Yeah, we're coming up with ideas. Black Panther 2, we're working on it. Captain Marvel 2, we're working on it.
I will
You
only
know.
care about the Fantastic Four if John Krasinski and Emily
Yes,
Blunt are
Emily
hired.
Blunt are in it. They have to be.
Yeah,
And I guess this is the perfect time to
and then we
discuss the
should get
Marvel Studios
and
panel.
then we should get Rainn Wilson as Doctor Doom.
That would
I
be
think
hilarious.
I think I think I didn't.
I think it
I
could
just
be good in its own way.
I just cared about the Godzilla side of SDCC and more the weeaboo stuff. Like when it came to like Marvel, I just kind of just pooped out.
I gotcha, but we cannot deny that Marvel Studios is the only thing that actually made headlines out of SDCC. Like, I can't think of anything else that actually was revealed unless you dug for, Godzilla figures. Like nothing came out of SDCC except for Marvel Studios Phase 4 lineup.
Everyone loves Marvel, and they just can't. Like everyone is so. The reason why the media loves this and that, everything to do with Marvel. I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, if you watch some of the Marvel movies on their own, they are pretty good.
Yeah, they are good. I would go and watch and like the Marvel films, but
Like there's only select few that are kind of like I don't want.
See, I'm a Marvel fan. I
Me
am.
too.
But I am not afraid
I'm
to admit this is
I'm
clear
lukewarm.
evidence of
I'm lukewarm.
superhero fatigue. That is coming. And we're going to do an episode. We'll probably do one, maybe a bonus episode, but we're going to discuss this. But I love Marvel. I'll
Me
go
too.
see every Marvel movie. I
I
don't
don't know
care.
about that.
Like, well, I didn't see Dark Phoenix, but that's not really a Marvel movie. That was Fox.
We're talking about
Foxman.
we're talking about MCU.
Marvel Studios, Disney. My only problem is they're starting to fall under the same formula.
The
And
only
that's
future ones I'll probably see are gonna be what do you call it? I actually forgot what I was gonna say.
Black Widow, Thor.
I'm saying Black Widow, and because yeah,
I lost my
definitely
train of thought.
that
I'm surprised they didn't announce a Namor movie. Or a Namor
That's
at all.
mainly because I feel like Namor will be introduced and put into Black Panther 2, mainly because Namor's rights are also screwed up with Universal,
Oh.
and so they have to do what they do with the Hulk, and he can only be in other people's movies, or else Universal gets to distribute the Namor movie, and Disney does not want to work with Universal because Universal doesn't know how to make money.
Also, so I remember what I was gonna say. So the only MCU movies going on from now that I'll see are probably gonna be Guardians 3 and Fantastic Four if my requirements are met.
I
Yeah, and I feel like there'll be plenty of time that Marvel better do the Fantastic Four justice, because they are great.
They will. They will do anything to get the little grummy hands
Because
up.
I think Marvel's good at doing that stuff because before Guardians of the Galaxy came out, no one really knew who they were.
Very true. It's just...
And fun fact, that was the first MCU movie I saw in theaters.
I trust Marvel, I do. I'm scared because if Fantastic Four by Marvel Studios flops and is an awful movie, we will never see those characters on a solo movie ever again.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm just kidding.
This is a huge risk. I believe they can do it, but it's either hit or it will be a miss and it will be over.
I want to sing it, but I won't.
But from the Marvel lineup we got, I'm happy with what we got. I don't know about you guys, but this is kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah, me personally, I couldn't care less about all this Marvel stuff. Like, before 2017, I was like a huge Marvel fan. I was like Marvel this, Marvel that, and I kept on talking about Marvel with my brothers, with my friends, and so that's why I'm hated. Okay, and now I think I got sick of Marvel because they pumped out a movie every single month and every single year, and just take a 5-year rest.
Well,
You made
why
back
the
all
problem
your
is
money.
they would lose money and they don't want to lose money.
I was being hyperbolic, but just calm down on the movies. One Marvel movie wouldn't hurt. Like every 6 months, like 2 Marvel movies is like this. Like whatever we're gonna get, like 2 Marvel movies. I'm completely fine with that. But making a Marvel movie every 2 months and having a movie like what movie that got released during the Marvel
Well, lately we've also, if you think about it, we've also kind of been getting a. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's just 2 years in a row. I was gonna say we are kind of getting MonsterVerse movies every year, but then I just realized that King of the Monsters and versus Kong are the only ones that are 2 year or 1 year apart.
Speaking of that,
yes, continue.
I was just going to say, speaking of that, I forgot to bring up the fact that Toho basically was like, we're going to let the MonsterVerse continue with Godzilla, but we're also going to start our own universe. However, that can also be taken away of, yeah, we're going to do our own Godzilla universe, and they can do whatever they want without Godzilla. So the future MonsterVerse stuff is still a high possibility. But don't get too excited. That's basically all I was going to say. And if you guys want to add on to that, you can.
I think the MonsterVerse is the only other verse that can compete with the MCU.
DC's getting better.
Slowly,
but surely.
DC
after
can,
Shazam.
Shazam, okay, I want to talk about the IMAX, like the 5-minute IMAX view. If you saw Shazam in IMAX,
well, I mean,
released,
that was everywhere. That was everywhere in every IMAX.
But I think
I cried. I was crying so much during
that. Even though the DC universe is getting better, I still think MonsterVerse has a little more of an edge to it Like
Yeah.
that could
MonsterVerse is like is like going to be way more successful, or
because
already is.
Uh,
the quality is slightly better in the movies, and
that's because the filmmakers that work on it are a little more passionate about what they're.
yeah, and then
I mean,
also
sorry, Josh Whedon, but you had no passion for that Justice League crap show.
and then also
Martha, why
and
did you
also
say that name?
Star Wars can't really compete anymore either because it's kind of gone downhill, and I'm pretty sure it's ending.
Yeah. But anyway, is there is there anything else we would like to talk about when it comes to movies? Well, specifically the Phase 4 plate.
All right. No, I don't have anything else to talk about.
Haxor, do you have anything?
Nope.
Okay, well, we've been running for about an hour now, so I think this is a good place to end it. Um, of course, if you haven't already, if you're listening to us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and comment down below if you have any comments, suggestions, or even a review you'd like to give us. We'll read those on air, and we will take any criticism you would like. Also, if you're listening to us on iTunes, please leave us a review. That really helps our ratings out, because that'll boost us up in numbers and we will be recommended to more people. Also, if you can, follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter thingy-mabobber, I don't know what it is. I'm still new to Twitter. Is at Kaiju Conversation or Kaiju underscore Converse. That's KAIJU underscore CONVERS. You can tweet us anything. If you want to give us a review, if you have a suggestion, anything you'd like us to cover, you can always tell us there. Or if you don't have a social media, you can email us at kaijuconversation@gmail.com, all lowercase letters, KAIJU, all that jazz, at gmail.com. Or, and this is the one we would love if you can, join our Discord server. It's public, anybody can join, just follow the rules, and it's very, very minor rules. And you can chat with people. You can ask me, the host, or Haxor, my co-host, any questions you'd like. You can even be on an episode if you want to. And it's a lot of fun, and we would love everybody to join because we're hoping to have plenty of people to come and do an episode with us in the future. Of course, I'm your host, ET13 Productions. You can find me on YouTube as ET13 Productions. Haxor, where can we find you at?
You can find me at the YouTube channel of Haxorzilla and the Twitter handle of @Haxorzilla129.
Awesome. And Kaiju Dork, where can we find you?
And you can find me on YouTube, of course, Kaiju Dork. You can find me on Instagram at official Kaiju Dork. It's official underscore Kaiju underscore Dork. And I'm still trying to get a Twitter up. I think when I get a Twitter up, it's just gonna be called official Kaiju Dork or Kaiju Dork official. I'm iffy on it, but the Twitter decided to just ban me immediately when I got on there. So thanks, Twitter. Thank you guys for having me on so much. This has kind of been having a little dream of mine on this podcast.
Well, it's been fun. And a very special thanks to our editor, Justice. He edits all of our episodes, and he is such an amazing person. Without him, this podcast could not be running. So, very special thanks to him. And in the description down below, you can find his server. So, please join it and help him out because he's such an awesome guy. Well, thank you guys for listening in, and thanks everybody for joining. This has been your Kaiju Conversation for the week, where we talk big every week. I swear I'm going to fix that, guys. I'm going to come up with something better. Bye.